have your koala crate, you should probably have a parent help you with this. You're going to have to excuse my cat is probably going to walk into it every once in a while. Okay, so here's your instructions. And we're also, there's a little music book in here because you're making musical instruments, which is super cool. And Miss Chen, I know, is going to be super excited to see you play your instruments. So we're going to get out all the, Charlie, get out all the parts. Sorry about that. Okay, and there's 2 instruments that you get to make at this. There's a tambourine and there's a xylophone. So I'm going to read the instructions. And we have the pieces for the xylophone, which I probably should have cut ahead of time. So don't do it like this. Get some scissors. You have your xylophone pieces and the players and part of the tambourine. And these rubber bands that we're going to need. So we're going to make the xylophone first. And then there's these little stamps that please don't make a mess with them in your house. You want to use these to mark your keys. So I'm going to be reading the instructions. It says, cover your work surface with scrap. Okay, I'm using a sheet, scrap paper, so you don't want to make a mess. Place 2 rubber bands on each of the larger indents of the box. So what they're talking about is there's these things cut in the box, and the 2 at the ends on either side are bigger. They're larger. So it says place 2 rubber bands in each of those. So that's what I'm going to do. Place 2 rubber bands in those. You can do them one at a time, or you can do it 2 together, which is what I'm doing. So, place the 2 rubber bands in there. Now, it says, now we were supposed to lay out our xylophone bars in size order. So that does not look like size order to me. So let me fix this order. So we have smallest, and the way you want to make sure that you can tell they're in size order, one end you want to make sure they're the same. So one way you could do that is you could take the box and you could put one end against the box so that they all start at the same place. So now you can see that this is the smallest, and this one, and this one, and this one. I hope you can see. So it says, slide the first xylophone bar between the sets of rubber bands so the bar is held between them. So we have 2 rubber bands here, so the wood is going to go in between the 2 rubber bands so it holds in place. Okay, so I'm going to take the small one and I'm going to slide it in between the 2 rubber bands. And then I'm going to take the next one, slide in between the 2 rubber bands, and take the next one. And then I'll take the biggest one. Oh, it already sounds like music a little bit. Okay. So that means this is very musical wood. Now I want to maybe center, I don't know. Well, I guess it's up to you how you want to make your xylophone. If you want them to be kind of centered, or if you want them to go look small to large. That's totally up to you. It's your xylophone. You can already kind of hear music. Okay, so I did that. So slide the next bar in. Oh, I made a mistake already. Sorry, my bad. I thought there was something weird because this was too loose. So let me take these out. It says slide the next bar in, crisscrossing the rubber bands. So I need to crisscross them. So I don't know if I hope you can see this. So before I put the next one in, I got to crisscross the rubber bands. Otherwise, it's going to be too loose. There we go. That's much better. So that's what happens sometimes when you're making something, you know. If you have directions and you don't read them all, that happens. But when you're making something on your own, also, sometimes the first time you do it, then you can improve on it. So now I'm going to crisscross these. Oh, which one? This one. And crisscross these. Oh, this is much better. This makes so much more sense. Okay, so now they're not jiggling around. And then the last one. So I'm going to crisscross these. You know, because when you have an instrument, the strings, even though this isn't a string instrument, but what's holding the instrument has to be tight. It can't be jiggly. With my fingernails, it's a little musical. Okay, so now, see, there's the crisscrosses. And, well, I didn't crisscross the other one by mistake. It just did it. I mean, on purpose. It just did it. So there we go. Okay, so fit the bars now, and basically this is done. Except for that, if you want to write some music, you need to use these stamps to put some colors on your xylophone. So I'm going to very musical. Now, to write the music, what they're talking about is in your book, I think in this book, let's see. Okay. Never mind, it's not in that book. Okay, to write some music, to plan your xylophone, lay the music sheets flat. Oh, these are the music sheets. And use the dots. Oh, so this is how you're going to write your music. So first of all, you have to put dots on your xylophone. Right, so in the instructions, you're probably not going to be able to see this, it has a pink dot on the biggest one, blue on the next, yellow on the next, and green on the smallest. So I'm going to go ahead and mark my xylophone. Okay, so unless they gave me stickers. I don't see any stickers. So that means I have to put the dots on the xylophone with the stamps. So the pink is on the biggest. Okay, so I think it would have been a good idea to put these dots on before I put the wood in. Okay, the pink is on the biggest, and then the blue. So you can see I would have done a way better job if I would have put the dots on before I stuck these in here. But it actually doesn't say to do that specifically. Oh, yes it does. Arrange them, use the dot stamps to stamp each bar with a different color. So my bad, again, did not read all the instructions. If you have instructions, read them all. Then it has yellow on the next one. Oh, I bent the box, so I'm actually going to take this out. Let's see if I can do a better stamp. Actually, not that much better, guys. Now it's going to be harder to put this back in. So, one lesson we're learning from this, read the instructions carefully first, and Miss Gross should know better. But I was kind of in a hurry to make this, so I hope you'll watch the whole video before you do anything. Okay, so now we have our dots. And now you have these stamps that you can use for other things. So now if you want to write music, you're going to put dots on these in the order that you want to hit the key. So I'm not going to write the music for you. So that's the xylophone. Now, so now we have a nice xylophone. Please talk to your parents before you start playing this. Make sure it's okay, that you're not disturbing anybody, and don't annoy brothers and sisters that might be trying to do their work. Okay, so I'm going to put the xylophone aside. This is very cool. Okay, and now there's this tambourine. which my cat is definitely going to come and look at because it has bells. So I'm going to read all the directions first this time. So it says poke one end, so there's, sorry, let me get my other stuff out of the way. I guess they gave us extra rubber bands in case anything broke, which is probably a good idea. Uh-oh, I have trouble now. Okay, so, Charlie, no. So I have 4 bells and this elastic strip. I hope you can see all this. I'm going to read all the directions first this time. And you can't see my cat, but he's right on the edge of this, and he is very interested in the bells. Okay, so it says, poke one end of the elastic through the first hole in the tambourine. String a bell onto the elastic. Step 3, poke the elastic down into the second hole, then back up into the next hole. And there's a helpful hint. It says, gently tug the plastic so that it lies flat. Step 4, Charlie, stop. String on another bell, then weave down through the next 2 holes. Repeat until you've added all 4 bells. Step 5, poke the plastic back down in the last hole. Make sure the tip lies flat to hold the elastic in place. Step 6, shake your tambourine. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the beginning. And I'm going to hold this in the exact, so I'm not sure if you can see this. I'm looking at the directions, and I want to be careful to do it exactly like the directions. So I'm holding the piece of wood in the same way, the same orientation. That means the same part up and down and that it has in the picture, so I don't do it wrong. So I'm going to string this plastic through the first hole. Both sides are the same. Okay, there's a little thing at the end, right? So through the first hole, then through one of the bells. Alrighty. And then I'm going to poke the elastic down through the next hole. Nope. Try not to twist it. Okay, so there's 2 holes close together, and then there's holes farther apart. So when the farther apart ones, that's when the next bell is going to come on. So then when the 2 close together ones are where the bell goes. So then I go to here, put it through the bell. This is slippery. And then go down through the next hole. You want to pull this kind of tight. And here, one of the tips they say is make sure this plastic thingy is laying flat against the tambourine. Okay, so then I skip over to this next hole and it comes up. Put through the bell, push it down, and I pull it tight a little bit. Don't pull it too hard. And you can also pull it on the bottom here to tighten it up. And then the next hole. Yeah. And here's where the elastic's starting to get short and tight. So this is going to be the hardest one to get through the bell. And then the last hole. Now you can see on the other side, these are flat. The elastic is flat against the wood. And on this side, the bells aren't too tight so they can ring. And that's it. So now you have 2 instruments. You have a xylophone and a tambourine. Now there's one more thing that came in this. It's a little ribbon to make a dancing streamer, and you can use the dots on this. Okay, so this is the last thing we're doing, and I'm not gonna, so here's my streamer. That's what one of these sticks is for, because you only need 2 for the tambourine, so 1 is for the streamer. So you can take the streamer, and I'm not going to do a bunch of this. This is up to you. But you can decorate it with dots. Mine are not coming out as dots. They're coming out as circles. But obviously, probably because I'm trying to do it on top of a sheet. So you can decorate this whole streamer. And I lost one of my stamps. Oh, yeah. So you can decorate your streamer however you want. And then you take this extra, whatever it is, extra stick, and you put it through this grommet here. Now, you can see that this is just going to keep falling out, right? So, there's one other thing in this box. This little piece of foam. So, this little piece of foam goes on the end of the stick. Foam button. Okay, actually it doesn't go on the end. It goes all the way up to here, so it holds the streamer in place. And there's a little hole that's going to probably pop out. Yep. So it's a foam bead. So you're gonna push that all the way to the end. Oh, it's called a mallet stick. And now somebody can play and somebody else can dance around and wave their streamer. And this is, I can't believe how good my cat's being. If you could see him, he's right beyond where the camera is and he is watching this thing. There he is. Try to get him in the video a little bit at the end. So, there he goes. So if you have cats and dogs, they will be very interested in this. So, there we go. We have a dancing streamer. We have a dancing cat. A tambourine. A xylophone. And this is so you can write your own music. So you figure out how you want to hit the xylophone. Like what color order you want to do it on. And then you put those same stamps so then somebody else can play your song. And that's it. This is your first Kiwi kit. You should be getting some more in the mail. So, I hope you have fun. Make sure you go into Seesaw and send me some videos or pictures of what you did and play some music.